What is cracking, my gang affiliates? Today we're back at it again with another video, and today's video is going to be the first video in a series where I review Manosphere influencers by pointing out the positives and the negatives of the information, content, and alpha that they provide. So the first Manosphere influencer I decided to do review on was Owen Cook, aka RSD Tyler. I chose to do him because there seems to be a split decision in the Manosphere on him. Some people see him as the leader of the Build a Better Beta Club, and some people see him as a master social skills guru that you have to listen and tap into. Now, the first positive trait that Owen Cook and his content provide is he has tons of infield footage. Owen Cook is really a pioneer of the pickup space, and infield footage does a good job of explaining someone's modalities and philosophies without having to get too wordy, because you can see the energy and see how they execute on their philosophies instead of just hearing all about it. Now, he was big on infield footage before the meta glasses, and it seems like it's a little bit more authentic and people weren't privy to it like they are nowadays. And while it is easy to manipulate infield footage by chopping it up and creating some sort of highlight reel to make it look like you're way smoother than you actually are, what it does prove is that at least you're not spewing 100% bullshit, and you can walk the walk as you talk the talk. Another huge plus about Owen Cook and his content is that he's a pickup artist founding father. He's been doing pickup artistry since the early 2000s, and he actually plays the villain role in the book The Game, where he starts remixing mystery in Neil Strauss's method. Who's to say if he's actually the villain? But the point is, he's been in the space for over 20 years, and there's very few people that can say it. It's actually fair to say that he's the longest standing pickup artist of all time. And when you think about it, most pickup artists only stay in the space for a few years, because eventually they get a girlfriend, they move on, they get bored of it, they get all spiritual. Owen Cook is still in the same lane, and there's merit in that alone. And because he's been in this space for so long, he has his niche on lock. He's the only pickup artist and really Manosphere figure in general that's still banging the table about social skills and social skills only, and how important that is. It seems that looks has taken really the reins lately because Clavicular's astronomical rise. Before that, it was Andrew Tate with Money and Status, but he's still been singing the same song, saying social skills are important, and I do think that they're very understated nowadays. A lot of dudes, especially post 2020, have piss poor social skills and really could benefit from hearing what Owen Cook has to offer because no one else is saying it. He also is a multidiscipline teacher, meaning that he teaches people social skills. He teaches you how to make money. Yes, he'll teach you how to get the girl, but when you zoom out and you start to get in a more spiritual headspace, you realize it was never really about getting the girl. It was about self-actualization, and that's where his other content comes into place. And that brings me to the final pro about all of Owen Cook's content and contribution to the Manosphere. He has tons of content. If you've ever heard of the Blueprint, incredibly goated social skills course that I recommend everyone take. Hot Seat at Home, great live demonstrations of how his philosophies and modalities work when they're kicked into action. And also, he has thousands of hours of free tour content. I guess he goes on free tours across the country, and with that, he does a speech. The speeches are anywhere between 2 to 7 hours. Sometimes it gets a little out of control, but the fact that he has that much free content out is incredible. A lot of influencers try to have a course where they reel you in and get you to pay a monthly subscription. He kind of does the reverse, where he does everything for free to reel you into paying for his stuff because you realize that the quality of his information is that good. Now that we've touched on all the positives, let's get into the negatives about Owen Cook. The first negative is going to be he's long-winded. Some of the free tours I see are 3 or 7 hours long, and that's a major turnoff for me. The idea of me sitting in a room for 7 hours and hearing this man just go, he'll make a good point like every hour or so, and then just keep going and going and going on that one point. And no one there has the balls to tell him, dude, can you please move on? Can you please say something actually useful? Because he's frame controlling it so hard. The older I get, the more I just value precise information, hence why this channel is so fire. You should like and subscribe right now. I like when people get to the point, not when they just keep going on and on and on. The next thing is the quality of women he pulls. Sometimes I see the girls that he's talking to, and it's like, this nigga be talking to anything, bro. Anything. Anything that will give him attention and make him feel like a frame control lord, I feel like he would entertain. I'm not going to talk about his wife because I feel like that's kind of a low blow and he seems like he's in love. But some of the girls that he's quote unquote pulling on the streets, nah, I'm going to play a video of one of them specifically that I'm like, dude, what the fuck is this? No one wants to talk to that girl. And if you have to do thousands of hours of spiritual work and social skills work to get that, I'm good. The next negative about Owen Cook and his personality, it's got to be the cult leader vibes that I get from him, man. It feels like he has a small subsection of the Manosphere in a chokehold who swear he can do no wrong and will defend him at any cost and will sit there and listen to every single thing he says. But these people usually get the least amount of results. The real ones just get the information, go to the real world, see if it works, and if not, they try something again. They don't sit in there course after course, video after video, program after program. They get it and they get the fuck out. They don't just sit around hanging there in this little cult for too long. See, this next negative is a big one for me. It's that he's sober, gaming, drunk girls. I use the word predatory very tightly because it gets flung around all the time nowadays. But the idea of you being dead sober and going to a downtown area's bars, nightclubs, and approaching girls that are drunk, I just don't like that. I don't like that at all. That just makes me feel weird. If I'm drunk and someone else is drunk, sure, even though I don't even really do that. Because even if you do manage to get the girl back to your crib and have a successful night and you guys are both under the influence, you can wake up 2 days later and have the most heinous crimes in the world pinned on you, and you can't really do much besides get a lawyer, go to court, and hope to God that the jury and the judge are rationally minded. It's simply not worth the risk. And the final negative about Owen Cook is the gay best friend energy that he gives when he does go out. Yes, he does a good job talking to girls, but I feel like he kind of slips under their radar at first because they think he's gay, and then later they find out that he's not, but they still kind of give him a gay person pass. It's weird. I don't know. And while it does kind of work for him, I don't think that could work for everybody. His size, his stature, and his swag lets him get away with that. But if you're a hyper masculine dude that looks like The Rock, the gay best friend energy is just going to get you laughed out of the room. So after reviewing the positives and negatives of Owen Cook and his teachings, my review of him is that he's a Manosphere influencer that you definitely need to check out for a period of time. What you don't want to do is get stuck in the RSD cult and be watching 7-hour videos, but you should be watching the blueprint. You should check out Hot Seat at Home, and you should try to figure out his angle of mastering social skills and see the value in that. And the last thing you should do is like this video and subscribe to the channel because I have more fire content on the way. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being a peon that should get lost immediately and a 10 being a masterpiece creating Manosphere influencer, I'll give Owen Cook a 7 out of 10. If there's any other Manosphere influencers that you would like me to review and do a deep dive on like I did Owen Cook in this video, just comment below and I'll likely tend to it. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.